Alright, this is the basically a configuration on just in case your gun doesn't work, on how it fires incorrectly. Whenever you go ahead and pull it back and it fires, of course it's not going to do anything right now, but if you hook up your CO2 cartridge, normally whenever you go ahead and pull back and everything's in there, it should automatically recock for you, and this one does not. So there could be a couple different things wrong with this, so we're just going to go through this and change out each one piece by piece. Basically show you a little disassembly of it. This is actually a gun that I've custom made off of different pieces and parts due to some Walmart defectiveness at a little bit. So just a short barrel. Camo on here is actually some camo duct tape. That's really cheap. You can just get it for like $3 or $4. It's for a whole roll. So that's that right there. Then this thing right here, all you really need to worry about is just on this side. So all you do is take out this pin, hold this right here, because if you don't, it's very possible that that spring is going to make it pop out. The spring doesn't seem that powerful, so that's good. Looks like the spring was in backwards too. All you're going to do is just take this pin, pull it all the way out right there. And there's the hammer. Then right in here, if you can see it, is the other part of the hammer. Just put your tab in there and out pops the other hammer. So now we have a completely inside and out view of what is the inner workings of it. At this point, since it's easy, you can actually look inside of there. You might see a little bit of debris or whatnot. Basically just go ahead and take your cleaner and clean it on out there, best you can at least. So just enough so it's nice and clean. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just making sure it's fixed. So we're done with this part. Now we go ahead and work on the rest of the stuff, which is the two main parts. The bottom hammer and the top hammer. Bottom hammer, we're just going to go first. You're going to use some rim oil. It's Remington oil, really good for cleaning, lubricating, and corrosion protecting. It's stuff you can use on paintballs, paintball guns, and also the airsoft guns as well. If you go ahead and do that, just go ahead and get a nice coating around that. And actually, before you do all that, because it's going to be slippery, there's a seal right here. If that seal is good, and mine seems good, then just keep it the way it is. But if it's not, then you want to replace that. Probably going to have to replace the other ones that I have in here, which is actually these right here. And looks like I can, they're all pretty thick. If you need to replace any of these, all you do is actually just get some O-rings, the stuff that you would use for your cartridges. Same stuff that right there will work on these and also these. On most guns. Not all, most. These are Walmart guns, they're going to work the same way. So you do the same thing on the top hammer, same as you did on the bottom hammer, just on the thicker parts. If you do this side, right, the middle right there, it really doesn't matter. Then on here, you've got to watch, because sometimes you find really sticky parts right here because there's stickers here. Now this part right here, which is sticky, actually used to say bottom only. So you got to make sure that you either look for it says bottom only on here, or the sticky part right there, like there's a sticker that used to be there. So then all you do is just go ahead and find the hole. Hollow part always goes out. Inside part always goes in. Go ahead and make sure the hole is up. Of course, it's not going to go back in all the way right now, just because we need to go ahead and take and push something in there and pull the trigger. Helps if I take the safety off. Pull the trigger. There you go. You just want to go ahead and look and see where that comes up. And right there is where it comes up. See where that hole is? So, what you do then, remember that sticky part, which is right, I lost it right there. So this part right here is on the bottom. So, the bigger side with the 2 seals always goes in first. And another good tip is the hole that actually goes all the way through, that's the one you want to keep on the outside. So once you have that hole in there, take your pen, your caulking pen, and get it all the way down there so it's nice and secure. It's all the way in there. Then all you do is pull this forward and pull the trigger again, and that's going to stick it straight into place. You take your spring, and since it was hollow in there, you just take that spring and put this end right here straight in there, just like that. And then this area right here, if you see that thing coming in there, it's actually the strength of the air and the velocity of it. It's the strength of how fast the ball shoots and how much air gets to it. So you see that little pin in there, that's why you have to have this solid part with that pin. So all you do is just stick that in there, and you see that groove right there. Just go ahead and make sure that groove lines up straight into that hole, which I believe it is without looking. Stick it right in there. That's that. Now to test it, put your barrel back on. With any luck, everything did exactly the way it needs to be. So get our handy dandy CO2 cartridge. Screw it in as much as possible. Pull it back, and it should do it. Sure did. What do you know? Thank you very much. That's the end of the tutorial.